Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host today, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you back to Limbus Company! Last time we entered into the dungeon of the Lobotomy Corp and fought some sort of aberration of Snow White's apple. So needless to say, we can only wonder what kind of things we're going to be fighting down in this dungeon now. But what other kind of things are we going to find in there? What story is going to be unleashed? What great tale is going to happen? And what... Well, if I say any more, it might go into spoiler territory. So I do hope you enjoy. We went down a floor. And things automatically look a lot worse down here. I didn't think I'd come back here. Most of Lobotomy Corporation's facilities consist of multiple floors, and each floor is expected to be occupied by an abnormality marking its domain. Seriously? There's more of them? So, where'd you figure all that info about what we'd face and stuff? Faust knows it all. Insufferable. The guide said a before team does reconnaissance in advance. So you only know that because you have ties to the staff. I never claimed otherwise. Anyway, this means we should expect a great threat on every floor. It'd be idiotic to advance into the unknown without making sure that we're clear of danger. In at least one direction, leaving us with no choice but to take them down as we go. You took the words right out of Faust's mouth. Is it not a splendid thing to be able to convey your intentions before they have been verbalized? Dante, it's time to see the star. I'm your manager, not a scapegoat, you know. And now we're experiencing a glitch where we're repeating the cutscene. Cool, glorious. So I'm going to guess there's another abnormality right there, then. Oh, we can actually see the floors like this. Interesting background here, actually. Why does it look like this? Ooh, that's gonna be story-driven and a half. Well, let's just continue on with the things I've been using so far, because they work and there's no point not to. Another veteran appeared in the dark, carrying a depressed aura. His sparkling old badge seemed to signify a high rank once held. Manager Gregor? I think I remember that face of yours. But why? I was the head manager of your team. Not only did you desert us, you now have the audacity to take the lives of your old comrades, my subordinates. Look, the war ended a decade ago, but I guess some folks still haven't let go of their obsolete ranks, huh? Ended? Nothing has ended. Nothing has ended, damn it! The war may have been over for you when you deserted G-Corp, but we're fighting for our lives on the battlefield to this day. As much as I didn't want to relate to you this way, I'm not really that different here. Then you ought to understand, Gregor. There is only one verdict that awaits deserters. You say that like it means something, but it's against company policy to carry out summary execution for personal revenge, my head manager. I like these cutscenes. I like them. They're short, they're snappy, and before you get to the combat, and it works. It just works. Right. One wave. Okay. So I can't choose who people target using this. You know, part of the fun of this chaos is you cannot see anything that's going on, and thus you have no idea if you're winning or losing.
좋아, 간다.
Huh, you're still alive, are you? I actually wasn't expecting that.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
Yeah, get harpooned, you little bastard. You know, it's at this point I kind of wish I'd chosen one of the character to use primarily one of the characters that had more than one ego, so that we could see them and have fun. Perhaps the time this ex-soldier spent off the battlefield was long enough to rust his prowess. The head manager, who must have defeated countless enemies in his glory days, was now nearing his own end. You were once so respected, Gregor. I never really asked for respect. Don't proceed any further. Only hell awaits you. Sorry, but I don't think I can follow your advice. I ought to be a go-getter if I don't want to be fired. Have you abandoned your honor for some pittance? I sold that away long ago, right with my medal. Landlord couldn't wait for the rent any longer. A bitter smile appeared on the head manager's face. You're no different from us. In the end, we're nothing but disgusting pests. He took a few more shallow breaths, then ceased to move.
어이,
Hey, mind if I borrow a cig?
담배 좀 빌릴 수 있나?
이번만이다.
Just this once. Gregor put the borrowed cigarette next to the one he held in his mouth, then lit it and tossed it on the chest of the deceased commander.
미안.
Sorry, didn't want to share
내
mine
담배를
with that
나눠서
thing.
물려주기는 싫었거든.
Roshu gave a snort. The smoke from Gregor's cigarette lingered with the prevailing silence in the air for a short while. I just like it. There's so much just random things like that. Alright, well, leaving aside the warning Gregor's old boss gave, we moved on. An acidic smell began to fill the air as if to punish our foolishness. There appear to be no more signs of the ex-soldiers from this point onward. The commander did warn us not to go any further. As we proceeded, we discovered bodies that seemed to have been there for quite some time. These are our, L Corps employees. I see traces of blunt instruments. All the bodies share them, in fact. A management report. This document contains instructions for keeping abnormalities in check. Normally, employees tasked with catering to abnormalities memorize the instructions to the point of reciting them flawlessly. They don't usually carry notes like these. I dare suspect that no remaining employees had the necessary information when an abnormality breached. If the eggs weren't moved into containment yet, that could be the case. There are way too many corpses here. What kind of abnormality could have massacred all these employees? Wait, what's this smell? You see, our office purchased an expensive device the other day. What are you on about? Sources suggested that toxin levels started to rise after a certain floor. I've been bleeding from my ears a bit. Is this okay? No. No, it's not. No battle is without adversary. I was told that continued exposure to it may cause bleeding like that. How are you so fine, though? It's the anti-abnormality gas grenade supplied to the employees. One must have gone off somewhere between the bodies here. True, the toxicity levels do appear to be intense around this area. Hopkins had put on a gas mask before we noticed. Hey now, what about us? We weren't granted any additional supplies. You slippery rat! You knew all this time! You're not getting away with... Heathcliff stopped mid-sentence and fell to one knee. Your blood flow will quicken if you're agitated. In other words, the toxin will spread faster. Try to remain calm, minimize movement, and breathe at regular intervals. Hopkins, why didn't you tell me about this? Oh, I've got a question for you too, Yuri. Why would I make our office waste our precious funds on expensive gadgets for dead weight like you to use? If we're being real, it's a miracle that you managed to join us in the first place. Maybe Aya took pity and gave you special treatment, but she's gone now, so who cares? Sneaky blighter! Is that how you want to live? Don't be silly. Everything's fair game for a fixer. Hearing that the Red Gaze had company tickled my curiosity. But as it turns out, you were just a bunch of ragtag lunatics who thought it'd be a good idea to walk straight into these facilities with zero prep. What a sick joke. Can't do anything but watch. Feeling the ire towards him, Hopkins backed away and scurried to the exit. Well, at least I managed to grab an armful of epiphakin thanks to you. I'll write in my report that you all went missing, cause suffocated to death is just too embarrassing. Ta-ta! Yuri slumped to the floor, watching blood pour from her nose and to her hands. And she's not the only one. Rhoda, Heathcliff, and the other sinners are suffering from blood loss too. Gregor? I took this one with me so you could have something to remember her by. He was holding the same type of gas mask as the one Hopkins wore. But why? Heard Aya gave you special treatment, didn't she? This is as good as yours then. As for our unprepared band of lunatics, we do have a way out. Don't worry about us. Coughing up blood, Yuri put on the mask. I know he's right. I know earning recognition from an office of strangers is a hard thing to do, even if I take on all kinds of errands day and night. There are only 3 minutes left until the branch was locked down. Initiating burial site. The doors were about to close on me. Energy transfer is 85% complete. Yuri, don't leave me behind! Yuri! So what else am I supposed to do? Is it so wrong that I survived? Should I have been buried alive alongside my co-workers? When the whole building was going under, also the abnormalities won't escape? It is a sin. At least down here. That stings a little, Gregor. Standing astonished, I snapped back to reality and checked on the sinners. Half of them had already passed away on the floor, and Ishamel's head drooped just after she said her last words. A sin. But Pa, so what, buddy?
그러면 뭐 어떠냐? 계속
You got to live on like it's nobody's business.
일일이
Laying guilt on yourself over spilt milk will wear your heart out.
나만하지 않아.
With Gregor drawing his last breath, Yuri and I became the only surviving members standing in the area. Don't worry too much about us. I can take them back there and revive them. I knew mechanical ticking was all Yuri could hear, but I did my best to communicate my message to her nonetheless. I know. Yuri ended the conversation with not a word after. After a long period of awkward gloom, the toxic gas finally dispersed. Looks like it's okay now. Oh yeah.
도울게요.
I'll give you a
가서
hand.
빨리 살리고 오죠.
Let's go bring your people back to life. Saying that, Yuri took the gas mask off and calmly carried the sinners on her shoulders, one by one. Unsure what to say for her, I remained quiet. And then we suddenly have a fight. What are you? Doomsday Clay Doll. And that's a lust skill. Who's weak?
준비 중이었는데
You're...
내가 볼시오?
Who's weak to what? You're weak to lust, so... Yeah, just go fight that like you should.
최선을 다해 지켜보이겠습니다.
You're weak to them,
화끈한
and
계획이라도
you're
생각난
not.
거야?
Perfect. It's kind of interesting looking at them all.
깡총!
Dead. And dead. Only things left are these insects. Cool.
기습 준비 중이었는데
Right, you can't attack it.
화끈한
Nor can
계획이라도
you.
생각-
뭐야? 나한테 볼 일이야?
Alright, Gregor, where are you? Yes. Unopposed, it's got speed 4. Of course it fucking...
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
Love it.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
지켜냈어.
I like Sinclair. He hits like a truck. Honestly. Defeating an abnormality multiple times raises observation level, allowing you to better damage them in the future. So theoretically there could be relevance to just fighting them over and over again. I would like to be able to see this encyclopedia whenever I want though. I'm not gonna lie. We face the abnormality that most likely caused many disasters in the facility. According to Yuri, these abnormalities used to be under strict supervision, kept in check by detailed managerial procedures. I didn't want to imagine what happens since the facility faced closure. Ooh. Were those abnormalities responsible for killing all the employees?
아니에요.
I doubt that.
아마 제
If my guess
짐작이
is
맞다면.
right...
전방을 주시하십시오, 관리자님.
Keep your eyes ahead, manager. There's another one of them. A humanoid being wearing the head of a statue was sitting against the wall.
안녕.
Hi,
너희도
are you
제비뽑기
here to
하러 왔니?
draw your lot?
사원증을
Gather all your
모아서
IDs.
주면
Give them
당첨자를 고르는
to
거야.
me. Then we'll find the winner. Its hand was barely grasping onto the strap of an employee ID card. Alex was the name written on it.
알렉스.
Alex.
제정신이 아닌데.
Gone nuts, hasn't she?
당첨자 타령은 뭐야?
And what's that babble about winners?
어떤 환상체들은
Some abnormalities demanded regular
희생을
offerings as
바치라고
part of them
쓰여져
of the managerial guidelines.
그쪽으로 가면 안
You
돼.
shouldn't go that way.
그것들이
They will find you.
찾아낼 거야.
그리고 결국
And the offering
인생
happened,
공연이
didn't it?
있었던 거구나.
네가 뽑을
It's your turn
차례야.
to draw. Offering?
인신 공양을 하지 않아.
What happens if no human sacrifice is made?
그건 몰라요.
We never found out. We followed every procedure without fail.
탈출해서 닥치는 대로
I guess it escaped and started killing people left and right.
그
That
환상체라고
abnormality must have
되게
been one
졸렬한 거.
spineless bugger. Does it thwack
뒤통수를
thwack
까고 다니나
victims
보지.
in the back of the head?
그게
What
무슨 말이에요?
do you mean?
단체로 눈이 삐기라도
Did you all get jabbed in the eyes or what? Those wounds were clearly left by humans. You can tell that they were beating the crap out of each other.
저 등신들은
Those thickos killed each other in a fight. But
왜 그런
what
건데요?
for what reason?
뻔하지.
It's clear as day.
지부가 무너지고
Probably
한동안은
figured they
어떻게든
could survive a
사람을
while
구할
even
것을.
after the branch was buried.
꾸준히 사람을
Keep
바치기만
offering
한다면
folks from time to
언젠간
time and the
구조가
rest
될
might
수
get
있어.
rescued one day.
제비 뽑기로 몇 달은
Guess they
버텼겠지.
kept the lots going for a few months. It was the safest way. They had to keep the thing in check.
근데
Problem though,
그걸
you think
희생자가
the one
고집대로
picked
받아들이겠니?
as the fall guy would gladly accept his fate?
내가 죽을 바엔
If I was them, I'd rather
머리통을
strangle the bloke next to me.
그럼 적어도
Better them
지금
than
내가
me, ain't that
받쳐주는
right?
건 없을 테니까. 뭐 그렇게 흘러가.
And the rest is history, I bet.
그러다 마지막으로
And the last survivor
그들과
put on
같은
the stone
속성을
mask
뒤집어
belonging
쓰고
to the statue heads,
인신 공양을 피할 수
believing
있을
that
거라고
it'll save her
생각했거든요.
from being sacrificed.
그럴 리가 없어요.
That can't be. Alex wouldn't kill others just so that she could live.
그걸 네가 어떻게 알아?
How do you know that?
저놈이 진짜
You can't even be
알렉스인 게
sure
확실하지도
if that's
않지.
actually Alex or not.
한 가지
Give me,
조언을 해줄까?
let me give you a tip.
그들이 직접
You'll be much better
데려오기
off
전에
going on
직접
your own
걸어가는
foot
편이
before they
훨씬
come to
편할
take you.
이만 떠나지.
Let us be on our way.
곧 숨을
This
거둘
person will
거야.
perish before long. While everyone else moved along, Yuri remained in place and continued to stare down the statue-clad
네
individual.
잘못이 아니었어.
It wasn't your
알고
fault.
있지?
You know it's not, right?
날 두고 가.
Leave me behind,
우리.
Yuri.
제발 날
Please
두고
leave
가.
me. Time to go. Interesting. Very interesting. They're rummaging through corpses looking for something. Relentless demands for an offering ring in the ears. They look like they might jump us at any second. You see a dying person nearby, grasping for air. Should you offer up this person or... Offer the person, allies lose SP and gain an ego gift. Begin a combat encounter to win a stronger ego gift. Offer a sinner. And then it doesn't tell me what happens. Yeah, this is definitely lobotomy music. And it's brilliant. The fact that they're reusing the old music from the old game is just so fitting and perfect. Well, clearly I need to just fight and gain a stronger ego gift. Angered by your inaction, the clay dolls attacked you. Win the next battle to earn the ego gift, Blooded Mask of the Devotee. To battle.
하라고?
I have no problem with the battle. These things are Teth. Are they really? They haven't felt it. Right, there we go. Destroy them.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
There we go. One's dead. Oh, two are dead, and we only got one left. Well, not really much we need to do from there, then. That was easy. Ego gift. All allies gain +5 offensive power and +5 defense. Is that just a constant thing in this dungeon? We face the abnormality that most likely caused many disasters in the facility. According to Yuri, these abnormalities used to be under strict supervision, kept in check by detailed managerial procedures. I didn't want to imagine what happened since the facility faced closure. Oh, no cutscene this time. Okay. Critical abnormality containment block. We face the it says the exact same thing. Okay, well, time for us to fight another boss, it seems. Let's go, my favorite team.
하라고?
Praetune Fatale. Doomsday Calendar. You are brand new, and I love the look of you. You look awesome. But you look Mayan. You definitely look Mayan. Can I not attack you in any regard? No, I can't. Interesting. I can only attack these two. Alright, Doomsday Calendar. Let's just see what you end up being like, shall we? I expected you to win that.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
The abnormality looks upset. It seems to want something. But what should we give? Well, it's got arms now, so we can fight it. You need lust. That's not happening. We can't get yours, because I don't think we even have any pride. We need lust for you as well. We need one more gluttony for you. I can do you. You'd better get rid of its arms. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Gregor, how the fuck did you lose?
아직 살아있을 거야.
There are many ways to calm one down, but this abnormality seems to like gifts the most. A fresh batch of blood might be able to appease it. So now we get the choice. We could offer a sinner, which seems like the bad choice. We could offer a clay doll, which seems like it's not gonna work. So let's offer the clay doll and see what happens. You give a living clay doll as tribute. Satiated, the abnormality calmed down for a moment. All parts of the calendar gain 3 attack power down. Fair enough then. Oh wow, 3 attacks on her, really? Go! Die!
그 자식은 아직 살아있을 거야.
I love these ego attacks. Because a lot of the time they're so easy to get a hold of as well.
나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면
Well, that don't look good. During phase 3, turn start, inflict 3 burn to all enemies. Right.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
Jesus Christ, Gregor, how do you keep losing?
그 자식은 아직 살아 있을 거야.
The heat of the abnormality is wearing everyone down. We'll have to make an offering to calm its wrath. Well, if we want to make an offering, we need to kill something, so... Alright, go. Give this a go. Right, we killed a doll. Maybe we'll be able to use that as an offering. There goes another one. And another.
나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면
To weaken the flame, you'll need cool water. Since we aren't carrying any buckets of water, we should offer up someone cool instead. Offer a clay doll. You gave a living clay doll as tribute. The flames shrunk to a flicker. Doomsday Calendar loses 100 HP. Frenzy of the Doomsday Calendar expired. You sense a dangerous glow. Ha. I'm sorry, you're unclashable. Targets allies. You know what? You know what? This feels like a goddamn fuck it all moment. I don't have enough of any of these to be able to do anything, so as I say, it's a goddamn fuck it all moment. Right, go.
완전한 침묵.
Victory. Bum rush at the very end when it's got no health.
2층에는 유독 구더기들이 많이
The
보이네.
floor is crawling with maggots. These bugs aren't so bad after the last floor's abnormality. Don't want anything like that ever again.
그거 그렉이 들으면
Sure, Greg would
그래,
be
친구?
glad to hear that, aren't you, Buggy Buddy? But Gregor wasn't paying attention to Rhodia.
다들 아까부터 무슨
Don't you
소리
all
하냐?
hear something?
소리라면 계속 들렸잖아요.
We've been hearing a constant growl.
로저 씨,
Rhodia, are you really that
이상한
hungry at a
것까지
time like
배가
this?
그런 거
Hey!
하는 거야.
You're supposed to let that kind of stuff slide. Please, girl?
아니
No,
그러고
not
말고.
that. It's like... For the first time on the expedition, Gregor walked ahead of the group and opened the door next to him, as if by compulsion.
잠깐.
Wait! That's a containment unit!
마치
It's like
그때처럼.
that time. No, the door was already open. Gregor gazed into the shower of golden light pouring from the room. Gregor!
우리 시간 여행이라도
Did we?
하는 걸까요?
Travel back in time? Did we just find the backwards clock? Did we just find the backwards clock? I see an overcast sky. Cries and screams twist and ring out at a distance. And in that sky, gunfire and artillery create a cacophony.
딱 보면 모르는가? 이곳은
Isn't it clear enough? This is
전장.
a battlefield. The heart of it.
이건
I dreaming? Or is this a nightmare? Why here again?
왜 또다시?
그러니까 왜 전장?
So why the hell are we in a bloody battlefield? Is this a trap or something? It's a very interesting background at the very least.
아니요.
No,
길을
we're
잘
right
찾은
on.
것
We're
같군요.
right. We're on the right track.
멀지 않은 곳에
The essence of the
우리가
technology
찾던
we're looking for
기술의
is
정수가
not far
있습니다.
from here.
황금거지요?
You mean the Golden Bough?
네.
Correct. Do you
가장
recognize
이곳이
when this
언제인지
was?
알아보시겠나요?
눈이라는 게 있다면
Anyone with
한눈에
functioning
알아보겠지.
eyes should know at a glance. I actually don't. I confessed. It's obvious that you wouldn't recognize this manager. You don't have eyes that fit conventional definitions. Yeah, I must kiss your ass more, please, manager. Please continue to revive me. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
그걸 변명이라고 하나요?
Was that the best excuse you have? Otis cleared her throat as if to mask her embarrassment, then turned her narrow gaze to the battlefield.
소속을 과시하는 듯한
Judging from the
촌스러운
colourful
깃발들이
wake of
나부끼는 걸
garnished
봐서
flags showing off the factions in play,
연기 전쟁이
this is at
발발한
least
지
70
최소
days
70일
into the
후.
smoke war.
입니다, 관리자님.
This concludes briefing, manager. Suddenly, there was a strong tug at Heathcliff's coat from behind.
당신들 미쳤어? 어서 대피해.
Are you out of your minds? You need shelter! Now! You'll age rapidly if exposed to that bomb's blast!
옆초소 직원들은
The outpost next to ours turned into a nursing home. They can't even walk out. They can't even walk without sticks.
대체 이 자식은 누군데?
Who the hell are you, and why do you act like you know us?
그레고로 과장님.
Oh,
고생
Manager
많으십니다.
Gregor, my respects, sir. The bandaged man snapped to attention and saluted Gregor as soon as he saw him. You.
저를 모르시겠죠?
You wouldn't recognize me, sir. I'm Tomer of Biometrics Maintenance.
선발 대열에 계신
I
줄
thought you were
알았는데
part of the front
후방에
unit.
있었을지도
I didn't expect to
몰랐네요.
find you here at the back.
합류를 해야 하는 거면
Are you on
제가
your way to the
도와드릴까요?
front? I could help you get there since the augmentation on my legs allows me to jump. Blair,
들어도 징그러워.
that sounds gross. Tomer looked at Rhodia with suspicion.
당신
You,
방금 무슨 말?
what did you just...
도마.
Hey, Tomer.
사원님.
So, you're an assistant manager. You're an assistant manager or regular staff?
2등
Yes.
사원입니다.
Sir, yes, sir. I'm an assistant private, sir.
이쪽은
You see, she's a new hire who had her procedure not too long ago. So, still getting over the confusion, you know. I'll give her a good talking to.
그렇군요.
I get it. Our corporation must be getting desperate sending unprepared employees to battle.
미안.
Yeah, we're sorry for the trouble. I've got to take her somewhere real quick. Gregor practically yanked himself out of the conversation and hurriedly walked to Faust.
어떻게 된 거지, 파우스트 씨?
Just what's going on, Faust? These are
기억이잖아.
my memories.
정확히는 자아
We're in
신분.
the fathoms of your ego, to be precise.
당신의 마음속에 나 있는
An open path in your psyche, in other words.
우리가
We've entered your heart and mind, Gregor.
들어오게.
It's doing it again. I saw something appear here and I don't know what it was. Ego gift, etched to Doomsday. On the first turn of battle, inflict 1 burn on all enemies 5 times. Okay. Well, now we've got an option of whether we want to do 2 fights or a fight and a special event. And I honestly think the special event would be fun. A swarm of maggots were the first thing we saw on the next floor. Then a golden flash. We're greeted by a blurry sky, ringing with sounds of cannons and shouts. Gregor's unstable voice let me know that this was a battlefield. I think I'm gonna throw up. Everything is wobbling.
모조리 일렁이고 있어서 심압이 높아지고 있는
It would
것
appear
같아요.
that psychogenic pressure is rising.
하지만
But you should be fine.
불안한 악몽을 꾸었던 적이 있었던 것 같다.
I think I once had an unsettling nightmare.
혹은
Maybe I'm still in
악몽을
one,
꾸고 있는
even
것일지도
now.
모르겠다. 이 꿈,
In this dream, there are only two colors in the room where I stand.
벽을 온통 뒤덮은 청색,
The blue covering every wall,
그리고
and the
흔들리는
dangling dot of red.
그리고
I know
이곳을
how to
나가는
get out of
방법에
here
대해
too.
알고 있다. 팔을 뻗어
All I had to do was stretch out my arm and cut the hanging apple.
황색 가운을 입은 자들은
The people in blue coats seem to think I failed to understand that.
하루에도 몇 번씩
They would
찾아와서
come in several times a day and explain it to me over and over.
안타깝게도 내가
Unfortunately for
이해하지 못하는
them, that wasn't the part I struggled to understand.
것이 마침내 이해하기를 포기하고
When I finally gave up thinking about it and the sliced apple fell to the floor,
닫혀있던 문이
the
열려.
door opened.
계기는 기억나지
I
않아.
don't remember what drove me to do it.
정신적으로 너무 지쳐.
Maybe I was exhausted mentally.
그냥 체념하기로 결심했던
Or maybe
것이지만
I thought to resign myself to it.
어찌됐든
In either case, what I do remember is my desire to break free from the nightmare.
드디어 해냈네.
You finally
그럴
did
줄
it.
알았어.
I knew you could. The surgery was successful after all.
앞으로도 그렇게 하면
You just have to keep it up. Chop up the apples in front of you. Simple, isn't it?
아, 맞다.
Oh, right. Happy 15th birthday.
15번째 생일을 축하해.
네,
Okay.
포기와 체념을
A
통해
nightmare I escaped through renunciation and resignation.
어느 날 아침
One day, as I awoke from my unsettling dreams,
나는 한 마리
I had
흉측한
found
대충으로
myself
변해
transformed
있었음을
into some
발견할 수 있어.
hideous pest.
사과를 조각낸다.
I cut apples in half.
어떤 건 딱딱했고
Some were hard, some crumbly, some were soft, some sappy.
종이가 퍼질 때마다
The sugary smell made me sick sometimes.
깨달은 건 언제였을까?
At some point, I realized something.
꿈에서 깨어났다고
I thought I
생각했지.
woke up from the dream,
나는 여전히
but I was still right in the middle of that nightmare. Well, fair enough. Fair enough indeed. So, recollected wallowing soldier. So, why are we fighting the insectoid people? I thought we would be against the... We would be fighting with the insectoid people.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
Strange. Very strange.
날 뛰어보라고. 씹는 맛이 있는데.
We are in Gregor's mind. Maybe this is some nightmare demon. Yeah, it does feel that way, doesn't it? Well, in the battlefield, we fight soldiers with body parts of insects, just like Gregor. I couldn't tell where this was or who they were, but I got the feeling that this was the product of the Golden Bow's influence. Still in a battlefield.
가운데
아까랑 같은 장소네.
It's the same place as before, though something about it is different. There was a strong tug at Heathcliff's coat from behind.
당신들 미쳤어? 어서 대피하라고. 저 폭탄에 노출되면 급격하게 노화가 돼.
We heard that. Is this repeating
저
itself?
직원들은 지금 전쟁이고 뭐고 지팡이 없이는 걷지도 못한다니까.
The nest next to ours turned into a nursing home.
잠깐. 이전은 아까 그
Hold on. Isn't he the same guy we just...
하지만 너무 걱정하지 마.
It's not a problem because Manager Gregor is with us.
우리와 다르게
He doesn't suffer side effects like the rest of us, and he can regenerate his arm too.
실력으로는 누구보다 탁월한 헤르만 이사님.
He was operated on by none other than Herman, our most skilled director.
그런 분이 후발 부대에
A
계시면
hero shouldn't be on the rear guard. I'll give you a ride.
뭔데?
What the hell? Get away from me! 4 pairs of wings emerged from his back, clicking and twitching.
왜 도망가세요?
Why are you running? You should raise G-Corp's banner and take the lead from the front lines.
난
I
한 번도 원한 적 없어.
never wanted any of this. Not the procedure, nor the war.
앞장서서
Take the lead! Well. Toma's mouth opens unnaturally, and a pair of long antennae begin to grow from his face. Yay! We gotta fight them again? My stomach is gonna turn!
무슨 헛소리지?
What is this display of weakness? Do you wish to be punished for insubordination? I think we should run here.
탁월한 계획입니다, 관리자.
An excellent plan, manager. You know when to strike and when to withdraw.
뭐 이런 녀석이다.
The hell is her deal?
후퇴는 용납되지 않을
Retreat is not an option.
이해가 되지 않아요.
I don't get it.
전 직원
I heard every employee under the corporation had modifications. But it can't have been this foul.
사실과는 다소 다를 수
When
있습니다.
what we see here may differ from actual accounts.
그레고르 씨의 기억이 아닌
The path was opened by Gregor's feelings rather than his memories.
마음속에서 아군들은
This is how he felt in his heart about his own allies.
그 동지에선 모든 직원들
Did all the employees in your
개조
wing
수술을 받았던
receive the augmentation procedure?
대부분
Most did.
다들 동의하에 집도
Was it done with their consent? That's
이건
so.
정말
회사 직원들은
Did the people in L Corp consent to offering themselves up to abnormalities?
그건
I heard that
계약서에
was
명시가
written on the
되어
contract.
있었다고 우린 알지 못했지만
We were never properly informed,
효율적인
though.
관리를 위해서는
They
그런
said
절차는
such routine
배제해야
procedures should be skipped for efficient management.
공포를
That we
직면해야
should face fear.
그러니까
In the end,
입사한 직원들
anyone who joined the corporation agreed to it, knowingly or not.
우리라고 달랐을까?
Can guess how it went for us then. You hear a faint voice. Please help! Do you follow the sound or... Check out the source of the voice. Run a pride check. Gain an ego gift. Sure. Check out the source of the voice. The rumbling was agony. I missed that line. Please, just kill me. It hurts too much. You can't ignore this person. Who will be ordered to bring this soldier to peace? A soldier was crushed under the rubble, gasping in agony. Let's see. If you reckon that one will make it, perhaps Mon might take it. I can't guarantee the result. It will be up to the chaos of the universe. Fear thou not! This is easily within my capabilities. Oh, you just auto-succeed. The odds are nice. Leave it to me. That's considered normal? No, just give it to her. She auto-passes. Check passed. That's all that mattered. Thank you. LCCB, Assistant Manager Rodin. The soldier's life was delivered a coup de grace by the knife. The human rhythm that rose through the blade soon ceased, and the soldier was eased into eternal rest. Ego gift, shoddy dressing earned.
빨간 전선이 정답이었어.
Had a gut feeling it was the red wire. All allies gain 10% max HP. Cool. Very nice. In the battlefield, we fight soldiers with body parts of insects. Ah, we just read that.
요리 씨, 안 오고 뭐해?
What's the delay, Yuri? Give me a second, please. The gas mask fell off my bag.
이젠 쓸모도 없을 텐데.
I don't see it serving any practical purpose now. You're only weighing yourself down.
아야씨,
I mean, it's
유품이잖아.
Aya's memento.
N사 소속도 아니면서.
You indulge in
세상에서
pointless
가장
activity
의미 없는 짓을 하는데.
in the world, and you indulge in the most pointless activity in the world, and you aren't even from N Corp.
반대로 묶어야 돼요.
Tie it the other way.
네?
Sorry?
매듭이요.
The knot.
그렇게
It'll come
묶으면
loose again if you
금방
tie
다시
it that
떨어질
way.
거예요. 배에서 안 풀리게 묶던 방법이 있었어요.
There's a sailor's knot I learned on the
들어가면
boat.
방법
I'll teach you how to
알려드릴게요.
do it back on the bus.
아,
Oh,
고마워요.
thank you.
뭔데?
What now?
뭔데
Since when were you so
화목하고
friendly?
유리,
Yuri, you know what?
Limbus
Why don't you
company
join our
수감자로
company while you're at
한번
it?
제-
Me?
제가요? 그건
That's...
알아.
I know. We need to get the okay from Virgilius or his superiors and all that. But a little suggestion doesn't hurt.
글쎄요.
I wonder.
그리고 분홍이가
Plus,
회사의
pink hair makes a
마스코트도
perfect mascot to
가져갔거든.
represent us.
어때?
Come on, won't you give it some thought, please? A
마스코트?
mascot? Yuri made a smile for the first time. Adept faintly. Right, what do I get? I get abnormality, then fight, abnormality, then fight, or unknown, then abnormality. Well, obviously I'm going the unknown. Toma, the youthful soldier, greets us as though this is his first time seeing us, and our surroundings are making less and less sense. Is this how Gregor viewed his past?
전쟁은 끝났다.
The war was over. Huh.
하지만 난 아직도
Yet my
우스꽝스러운
doppelganger
표정으로
was still
자신만만한 걸
holding a silly pose with a confident look on his face. That's not the kind of face I'd make.
하지만
Though, gotta give it to him for gotta give it to them for making the hair on my arm look as grotesque as it is real. Whose job was that?
유머가 늘었다.
I've grown fond of humor.
악몽 속에 오래 잠겨
Being consumed by the nightmare for so long must have made me crave liveliness.
쥐사 새끼들은 모조리 참
Those scum from G-Corp should all be sent to the gallows.
누군가 중얼거리면서 바닥에
Someone murmurs, spitting on the floor.
목소리의 방향이 어디로 향해
I could tell what they were speaking towards without even looking.
그래서였을까?
Knowing that,
속이
I felt nauseous.
저기요,
Sir,
괜찮으세요?
are you alright?
어이, 괜찮은 거야?
Hey,
얼굴빛이
you
영 안 좋아
okay?
보이는데.
Babe? You don't look so well.
지하철
I was just in the subway?
무슨
The
개소리야?
hell are you blathering about?
그래,
Greg,
여긴 여전히
we're still on the
전쟁터야.
battlefield. Gregor groped his pockets with stumbling hands, looking for a cigarette out of habit, but soon stopped. It dawned on him as it did me. All the sinners seem to have realized it now. Toma is going to grab us and give us a warning any second now.
당신들
Are you...
토마 씨, 대사가 슬슬
Look,
지겨워져서
Toma,
그런데
I'm starting to get sick of your pickup
않았고
line,
누가
so I'll
폭탄이
say
안
it
맞을 거야.
once. We're not out of our minds, and the aging bomb ain't gonna hit us.
아니
No. Instead of elaborating, he points up.
나
I need help.
살려달라고. 죽고 싶지
I
않아.
don't want to die. Toma was crushed to a pulp right before our eyes. Alright. There's only one thing to say in a situation like this. Run! Giant hands just coming around squishing everything.
선언, 후퇴!
All troops! All troops! Retreat! We muster up everything we can to run, but an airborne hand is ever persistent and shows no sign of letting up. We're all gonna get turned into pancakes! Got any bright ideas, smart one?
듣는 중이에요.
I'm listening. There are too many variables to consider in the fathoms of the ego. I can't be hasty with my judgment.
고민할 것이 뭐가 있겠는가?
There is no cause for hesitation! A true hero succumbs to no hardships! I don't think I want to recover a flattened body.
아, 미안 단테.
Oh, sorry, Dante. Didn't mean it that way. It was tempting to say something back to her. But I figured now was the time to keep my mouth shut so everyone could focus on running. Well.
아직도 생각 중이신가?
Still thinking, are you, eh? Well, are you Miss Knows It All?
당장의 해결책을 물어본 거라면
If you're asking for an immediate solution, then yes, I've yet to come up with one.
확실한 건
The only thing I can say for certain is that our objective is not nearby. Dante would have responded strongly otherwise.
단테
Me?
장난해?
Are you joking? That's all you've got? Heathcliff furrowed his brows, ready to snap at the unhelpful savant. But a close shave with the massive palm made him focus his enemy on his legs rather than his mouth. Gregor?
뭐야?
Whoa, hey, what? Why the hold up?
알 것 같아.
I think I see now.
이것이
If this world is the product of my mind... Gregor took a breather, then looked up at the sky.
우리들은
We shouldn't run away from that hand.
기어이 마탱이가
Did you
가버렸냐?
finally get the crackers or what?
그레고르
Gregor, are you sure?
지금까지
My own free will never played much of a role in my
의지대로
life.
살아본 적이 없었어. 이건 역시
It only makes sense that
자체가
resisting is
무의미한
meaningless in
공간이라는
this reflection of my mind.
그렇다면
In that case, letting the inevitable happen might be the answer.
진심이냐?
Are you all serious? It's not like there's any other way. We're all
별다른 방법이
exhausted.
없잖아요. 다들 지쳤다고요.
그리고 말이지.
Besides,
말이야.
look at that. Paint on its nails.
저런 무늬의 매니큐어.
You don't see that kind of polish just anywhere.
손바닥의 주인이
If that
그 사람이
hand
맞다면
belongs to who I think it does,
절대 날
she
포기하지
will
않을
not
거야.
stop chasing us.
파우스트 씨,
Faust, you
당신
said that this is the path in my
내
heart,
마음의
right?
길이랬나? 그렇다면 확실할 거야.
Then I can tell you this for sure.
내 마음의 길은
It's about to hit a dead
이
end.
이후로는 막다른 길일 예정이거든. 악몽도
Be it the nightmare or the road,
그 사람의
I never
관계밖으로 벗어나본
strayed
적이
from that
없었으니까.
woman's control. Who is Gregor talking about? And what does he mean by nightmare? As much as I wanted to ask him.
될 대로 다르지.
Might as well. Soon enough, the giant hand cast its shadow over us, descending. Just before it reached us, it stopped, to hold us in its grasp. Everything went dark. I felt a disorientating nausea of being lifted into the sky. While everyone else was suffering from it, Faust and I were the only ones standing straight. I noticed that the battlefield had changed into somewhere familiar. While traversing a narrow passage, a swarm of cockroaches crawled into the way. The rustling visage is almost revolting. Do you walk past them, or... Enough is enough. Crush the cockroaches with the sinners. Gregor loses a lot of SP, begins a combat counter, win to gain an ego gift. I mean, if I do that, I kind of need to trade out Gregor for someone else, but... I mean... Why not? He's actually not proving to be that useful at the moment, so... Tisk. Gregor turned away from the carnage, discontent. Soon after, a crowd of angry bug soldiers came charging for us. Gregor takes 20 SP damage. Combat encounter. Win the next battle to earn ego gift, Festered Fragment. Let's see, your Pride and Wrath. Your Green and Lust. Your Yellow and Pride. Honestly, seems best to include her, because she increases the gloom. No, she increases the gloom requirement, but that's not too bad. Gives us a bit of pride, and gives us the green. What did Gregor give? Gloom and... whatchamacallit? Gloom and gluttony. You give gluttony and pride, so we'll go with you. Plus, you don't really change the prerequisites too badly, so... Alright then. So... Go like that.
악인들을 해치우세나.
날 뛰어보라고.
다음은 침묵을 안겨드리죠.
Huh, they're all alive, but 3 of them are staggered.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
처리했어.
It really is just match the pretty colours. For fights like that, it's just the game of match the pretty colours. At the start of the turn, allies with 50% or less HP heal 5 HP. Nice! Very nice. Tome of the Youthful Soldiers... Yeah, I think I read that bit before. At least we go straight into a fight, making things a little easier.
따라와 주세요.
Right, you can stagger them. I wasn't entirely sure if I could or not.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
정신 차릴 수 없을 것이오.
One down. Another one down.
완전한
Goodbye. Pretty sure this kills you.
수 있다면
Yeah, definitely kills you. Definitely kills you. Now then. And that's the exact same phrase as before. Nothing happens. We progress, and now we move on to the final boss. Defense line 23-7. 1536 hours. The massive hand from Gregor's memories took us back to the containment unit. Getting out of the battleground doesn't mean the end of the war, however. The Golden Bough is still waiting to be claimed. So I guess the question now is, do I use Gregor or do I use you? I think I have to use you in order to get the blue so that you can use your ego, and I do like your ego. And now that your sanity's back, it should be fine. So, yeah.
나?
Gregor's sanity is normal now. Yeah.
최선은 다해보겠다만.
Dante, something about this containment unit seems different from the others, does it not?
다른 느낌이 들지 않나요?
Yeah, it really does. Wait, is this?
네.
Yes, that is most likely where we can find the abnormality in which the Golden Bough has taken root. Ha!
그래도
We did manage to come this far, huh?
모양이구만.
그레고르 씨,
Say, Gregor,
버스로 돌아가면
when we go back to the
카론한테
bus,
지도
can
보는
I
법을
teach
알려줘도
Kara on how to
될까요?
use a map? Yeah, that sounds good. I'm sure she'll like it.
그럴 리가요.
I doubt that. Sinclair shook his head, then dry retched afterward. It's nice to have a place to go back to.
좋은 거네요.
Aw, Yuri. How many death flags do you need to plant at once? Maybe the golden bough lies inside the apple. A golden apple. I don't know how to feel about this. Let's see, it's all green attacks. Who's resistant to green? You are. Perfect. You're fatal. No, you're fine.
준비 중이었는데.
You're fine. You're fine. You're not allowed to attack an apple. You need to intercept his apple. You only have one part, which is your body. Heals HP every turn based on the amount of golden sheen. Huh. Okay. You don't seem to have any particular resistances or weaknesses to particular ego types. Alright, go! We're gonna find out what the catch to this is pretty quickly, I'm sure.
지금이 기회예요.
You're staggered currently, so what I need to do is just earn the ego that I can. So I need a bunch of gloom from you, so there we go. What do you need? That. That's not coming anytime soon. And you need gluttony, so there we go. Just go with that. What happens? Right, okay, go. Are we about to kill our apple? Well, we certainly chopped off its body, that's for sure. The apple's body broke, and the raging fruit still grew. Could the golden bough really be in there? I'll go check it out, Yuri said to the others. The sinner with a bug's arm seems nervous about this. Does he want to go with her, perhaps? Sloth advantage. You can't just send Yuri out alone. What sinner will keep her safe? Jesus Christ. Check passed! Check passed! Well done, I can't... Someone put in my YouTube comments how to say this name. Quixote! Well done, Don Quixote! Don Quixote managed to escape, but it seems Yuri couldn't. The fruit's flesh melted to its new form. Don't feel too guilty about it. One life lost is better than two. Unknown. Oh no. Guys, you couldn't have done 9 more damage. If you had done 9 more damage, it would have been dead and we might not have had this encounter at all. The abnormality devoured Yuri in one bite. She was gone without a trace. I can save the other sinners, but there's nothing I can do about Yuri. Without a word, Gregor hacked and slashed away at the abnormality. As if he expected to find Yuri unscathed by slicing the apple open. Body and head. Okay. This is where things start to get interesting. You dominate that part. And so there's no point using your ego form while you win, so to speak. Let's destroy its head. Because the head seems rather weak compared to the rest of the body.
좋아, 간다.
Kill that thing.
아직 살아있을 거야.
We need to avenge our Cinnapots. We need to avenge Yuri for the damage that has been done. I don't know why you're immobile. There we go. Go. Right. Oh, its head has been restored. So its head restores at the end of every time we kill it, it seems. Interesting. Well, say goodbye to your head.
따라와 주세요.
There we go. God damn it, Gregor. You're really failing me in every single regard. Now break its goddamn head in two.
이 안에 담아주지.
50 damage, I broke the head.
그 자식은 아직 살아있을 거야.
Well, it's dead. It's not surviving another round, but... And I'm not allowed to attack or leave people out from attacking. So, I guess we just completely win. Bad apple. The mass of maggots falls apart in a hail of silent screams. Beyond that, I see a wave of radiant golden light. Is that the golden bough? Just as I begin to approach it, the apple begins to tremble.
저 혹시
Excuse
림버스
me,
컴퍼니에서 오신
are you
분들
the people from
맞나요?
Limbus Company? Yuri, you're okay? Even though I had clearly seen it devour her, I couldn't stop myself from asking.
버스로 돌아가면
When we go back to the bus, can
알려줘도
I
될까요?
car on how to... Then I saw a glimpse of the pink locks of hair that Rhodia took a liking to. Okay, this abnormality is foul. Very, very foul. Yuri's head stood motionless, facing Gregor. Her face was upright. However, the Yuri we knew and accompanied was always hunched over. She slouched at all times, as though it were her sole surviving obligation to carry the wills of her late colleagues. Given that, I can warn him with confidence. That isn't Yuri, Gregor.
그래.
Uh-huh.
내 생각에도
Yeah,
그런 것 같아.
I think you're right. Gregor accepts it calmly. He then outstretches his arms, sending it flying towards Yuri. Yet soon it stops traveling.
죽고 싶지 않았어요.
I didn't want to die. No one does. But you're an idiot and decided I'm gonna go touch the abnormality, which you were specifically taught not to touch! It's not like we touched it when we have no training in Lobotomy Corporation, but you were a Lobotomy Corporation employee specifically taught, don't touch the abnormality! You are an idiot! It's all on you! Cut her down, Gregor. I don't know if this is the right thing to do as the
그
manager.
누구도
None of us
죽고
wanted to
싶어 하진
die.
않았어요.
But I had to shout at Gregor now to stop him from being ruined. Cut it now! I'm not trying to repeat that.
죽기 싫어요.
I don't want to die!
이건
This is... The verminous arm stopped right before reaching the civilian's throat. I pulled against it with all my might, but it wouldn't budge. But please, spare me! I'll give you all my money!
여자를 놔줘.
Let the woman go, otherwise I will stop you by force!
내 팔.
My arm! Cut off the arm, now!
다시 말한다.
This is your final warning. Release her now, or...
달라고.
Just do it! As the dismembered arm falls to the ground, she slides down the wall, gasping. However, peace doesn't last long. The arm starts regenerating from its twitching stump.
괜찮으십니까?
Are you alright, sir?
가까이 오지 마.
No! Stay away from me! Don't come any closer! The overgrown arm rushes forward as if it remembered the pain it suffered mere moments ago.
그레고르 과장님, 항상 존경하고 있습니다.
You have my utmost respect, Manager Gregor, sir.
존경하지 마.
You really shouldn't. I didn't fight in a war because I wanted to.
그럼 난 도대체
What else am I
어쩌라는
supposed to
거예요?
do? Is it
살아남은
so
게
wrong
죄예요?
that I survived?
그냥 살아가.
Just live on, please. It's not like we got ourselves into this mess voluntarily.
속에 떨어진 거 아니잖아.
끝에 끝에서
Having come to this end, only to be stopped just before your labor bears fruit. How regrettable.
뭐 우리야
Well,
좋지.
we'll take it.
잡지 않은 기회는 유찰될 뿐.
Opportunities left unclaimed will only become null and void. Yuri's head fell to the ground. It wasn't Gregor's doing. Yuri's mouth opens and lets something out. It was a tree branch radiating a bright golden glow.
가지를 찾고 있었니?
Seeking the bough, were you?
당신
You.
생각보단 좀
A bit
작다.
small, isn't it?
그치? 난 헤르만이라고 해.
I'm Herman. We'll be
앞으로
seeing each
자주
other
보게 될
often.
거야.
The reason being,
왜냐하면 우리는
we
가지가
need
필요하고
those boughs,
너희는
and you are capable of
가지를
finding them.
찾을 수 있고 너희는
You
죽지
won't die,
않지만
but we will kill you.
우린
Herman nudges Yuri's head with her foot.
물론 지금은
It won't be
말고
now, though.
황금 가지는
We'll take
우리
good
쪽에서
care of the golden
안전하게
bough you
수거해
found.
갈게.
구보. 나의
Gubo, my dear compatriot,
이것이 그대가
is this the
선택한
path
길이오.
you choose?
맞아. 이젠
Indeed it is. Only few remain now.
오랜만이네.
It's been a while, brother.
네 옷에 더러운 냄새가 나는
Do you
거
know
알고
how
있어?
filthy your
지금
clothing
너네
smells?
가족들이 봤어야
If only
돼.
your family were here to see your state.
아주 만남의 광장이라고.
Some reunion this has turned into.
내가 준 선물은 잘 간직하고
How are you
있어,
treating
아들?
your present, my son?
고작
I
이런
didn't invest in you
꼬락서리가
just to
되라고
see you in
준
such a
건
mess.
바란 적 없어.
I never asked for this. Not once.
그래도
You should at
포장지는
least
나한테
finish
드려야지.
unwrapping what I gave you.
고작 그 능력
That little arm isn't all
내가
there
준
is to
전부가
it.
아니거든.
자, 인사는
Alright
여기까지.
now, that's enough greetings. The man who introduced himself as Xia Hyun clapped twice. Then everything went dark. Like walking from a long nightmare. The early dawn greets you. After some time passed,
쉬운 임무라고 생각했는데.
well, that's an interesting turn of events, isn't it? We have apparently met our rivals for the game, and of course everyone has connected to one of those rivals in some way. Of course they are! And here I thought this would be an easy enough mission for you.
눈앞에서 황금가지를
After
빼앗기고
allowing the golden bow to be
당당히
taken
복귀했고.
before your very eyes, you had the gall to walk in with your faces up.
나의 과대평가였나?
Have I overestimated you?
파우스터 씨,
Why don't you give me an
변명이라도
excuse,
해보는 게
Miss
어떨지.
Faust?
불멸만이 해답.
As it turns out, immortality wasn't the solution to everything.
당신은 할 말이
Anything to
없습니까?
say for yourself,
Dante.
Dante? There was another group going after the golden bow. You had to have known this, so why didn't you warn me?
황금가지를 노리고 왔던
They're asking about the other faction that sought the golden bow. Faust placidly relayed my words to Vergilius.
설마 내게
Don't
책임을
tell me.
묻는 겁니까?
Are you holding me responsible?
되묻죠, 단테.
Tell me then, Dante.
아무런 위협 세력이 없는
Why would we
곳에
bother
12이나
sending
되는
12 whole
자들을
combatants
내려보낼
to a
이유가
place with no
있습니까?
threats?
해결사까지
After
추가
hiring
고용해가면서
fixers to
말이지.
guide them too. That's
됐어 관리자 양반.
enough of that, Manager Bud.
그건 내 탓이야.
It's my fault.
책망하려면 나에게.
If you want someone to blame, I'm right here.
거륵적이군.
How fascinating.
만난 지 얼마나 되었다고
Built a sense
벌써부터
of
전우의
camaraderie
냄새를
between
풍기는지.
you already.
뭐
Well,
피차 한
I
배에
do
묶인
suppose it's
자들끼리
not too bad
감싸주는
to
게
cover up each other.
나쁘다곤 하진 않겠지만
Cover up for each other since you're all in the same bus.
기부를 감싸주는 게
Just know that sticking
무능함을
up for
가릴
one
수
another
있다고
doesn't make
착각하진
up for your
않아줬으면
incompetence.
좋겠어.
연락이 왔습니다.
We got a call.
애프터
After
팀의
Team Spec
특별작전
Ops
사과가
Section 4 has
지하로 진입,
just gone underground for
작전을
their job.
수행한다고 하네요.
그래 그래야겠지.
That sounds about right.
남은 에고와
Someone has to
환상체라도
salvage
회수해야 할
the
테니
ego and the abnormalities left there.
정작 중요한
A real shame
정수는
that
잃었지만
the essence
말이야.
was lost, though.
뒤끝이 길군.
This is getting excessive.
전장에서 실패는
Failure is a common thing on the battlefield.
목표를
If
달성하지
an
못했다면
objective wasn't met,
다시
you
작전을
devise
세워
another
재투입을
plan and
할 뿐이지.
redeploy.
첫 작전에서 너무
Are
많은
you
걸
sure
바라는
it
게
wasn't
아닌가?
your expectations that
관리자님은
were too high for our
믿을 수 없는
that were
성과를
too high
보여줬다.
for our first mission? I will have you know that our manager's performance was nothing short of outstanding.
이쯤 해두지.
I suppose we'll leave it at that.
아주 틀린
You're
말을
not
한 것도
entirely
아니니까.
wrong.
그렇죠.
Certainly. There seemed to be an uncanny tension between Vergilius and Faust. But right now I had neither the energy nor the willpower left in me to get inquisitive. The bus reeked of blood with all the stains and gore on our outfits, yet none of us tried to open the windows. And no one had the urge to have a change of clothes. All of us just sat in place, dwelling on silence. Gregor had the most defeated look of them all, staring out the window. Then he suddenly went to hang something from his pocket near the windshield of the bus.
벌레 양반.
Bug guy,
머리에
what did you put on
뭘
Mephi's
매단 거야?
head? Mephi's head.
유품.
A memento.
두 사람의 유품이다.
Something that belonged to the two.
딱 유리씨만
I
한
had a
동생이
sister,
있었거든.
just about Yuri's age.
그냥
That's
그랬었다고.
all there is. I considered giving him a pep talk, but that quickly dissipated. Ishmael wore a grieving look, Sinclair was quietly weeping, and Rhodia let out a distressed sigh. If they couldn't offer him any encouragement, what good would I do?
카론, 시야에 방해가 되진 않겠나?
Charon, won't this get in your way? No,
카론은 괜찮아.
Carol will be fine. Alright, let's
출발하지.
hit the road.
부릉부릉.
I'm not even going to try and repeat that. That's just too iconic for me to try and repeat. The bus slowly grumbled forward. The gas mask hanging by the windshield waved like an ornament. Okay, what's going on now? I'm sorry, are we getting a credit sequence right now? You did it. End of the game. What the Christ? What the actual hell is this? The end of the game. We did it, everyone. We beat Limbus Corp. Totally. Sure. Time to move on to the next game. That's the credits for chapter 1. Does each chapter have credits? Like, what the hell? Shortest gacha ever, am I right? Yeah. No kidding. Shortest gacha ever. Like, what are you meant to do now? I mean, it's hilarious having credits at the end of every gacha. It's Greg singing. Is that actually Greg? Is that actually Gregor's voice actor singing? Huh. Interesting. I just finished chapter 2, and yes, there's credits. I wonder how many chapters are in the game at the moment. Because there must be I would imagine there's a couple, at least. We know there's 2. But I don't know if there's like 5 or 12, one for each character or whatever. Because this was clearly Gregor's arc first. So, yeah. Everyone's weeping at the moment over Yuri. Especially myself, apparently. But apparently Don Kyoto does not give a fuck. Look at her right there. She's just like, ooh, bunny! There's a bunny out there and it just got squished. Ooh, squirrel! And it just got killed. This bus is so weird. I mean, I know it's a bus, but I expected it to have a little bit more life support facilities, I suppose, is what I'm thinking. Considering this is our base of operations. I would expect something like food and whatnot in here. Places to sleep, things like that. And Virgil there just looks so gaunt. Like he's such a zombie. I mean, look at that man. Murasalt just doesn't give a fuck. Mr. High and Mighty, I'm from a nest there is just... wow. I don't know what to say right now. Am I meant to click something? No. Maybe. What's going on? Are we done? Do I just click skip now? What's going on?
근육이 신나서 날뛰는 건 더 해치울 거 없어? 난 이제 시작인데.
Basic identity uptide. Okay. LCB Sinner Young, new combat passive. Okay. Oh, is this the basic? Their basic one. Basic identity uptide. Ah. Basic ego thread spun. So everything's upgraded now. Okay. Cool. Very cool. That took forever considering how little experience we got and whatnot. Honestly. Well, everyone, that's the end of the first chapter, and that's where we're going to be leaving today's episode. So I do hope you'll join me next time for chapter 2, where everything starts to go wrong. Oh, you could really wonder what's going to happen when everything starts going wrong. But everyone, I'm afraid that until that time, it looks like it's time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.